welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is a horror movie review, and I'll be having a look at the British movie 13 Hours, also known as Nightwolf in the US. So the second title is probably going to tell you what this film is about: werewolves. So this story takes place in, I think it's Sussex somewhere in England, and we have a kind of young woman who's been living in America for a little while, come home to sort of see her family, and she's got a large sort of wealthy sort of house with her parents, and just a few sort of younger brothers, and they've got a few friends around the sort of barn having a bit of a party. And whilst they're sort of in the barn, a werewolf manages to kind of get into the house, and unbeknownst to them, when they return to the house, they're obviously picked off one by one. So that's the basic story. Now, it's a relatively low budget film, and you can kind of tell because the effects are very scaled back. There's not a lot of effects in this in regards to sort of creature. We don't really see a particularly good look at the werewolf itself until about sort of 10 minutes until the end of the actual film. And I have to say, this probably works well because the creature effects aren't all that impressive. It's kind of one of the most skinny, anemic werewolves I've ever seen. It looks more like the creature from The Descent, if you've seen that. But so this is where the most of the film you actually see the werewolf. It actually kind of suits it a little bit better. And we see a lot of like POV shots from it and stuff like that. However, there is some reasonable gore effects on the other hand. So there's quite a few gory kills, and we see quite a lot of desecrated corpses, and there was some some good effects in regards to them. The plot itself, I have to say, is fairly predictable. And there's actually a kind of a twist at the end, but it's so obviously telegraphed. Acting, I have to say, I've read a few reviews, and a few people have sort of said, oh, they didn't think the acting was very good. I've got to say I didn't have a problem with it. I have to say I thought the acting was perfectly adequate. There were maybe a couple of delivery of lines which maybe weren't fantastic, but overall I think it was pretty good. Obviously, this is an all English cast, so if obviously if you're watching this in America, sometimes I think maybe the English accent can come across a little bit different to obviously what you're kind of used to. So I guess sometimes it may sound a bit weird. Overall, it was an okay film. It was nothing sort of memorable, I don't think. It's not a sort of film I don't think you'd probably watch again. You'd probably see it once and think it was okay. I think it wrapped up a reasonable sense of tension, so I'd maybe give it a slightly above average score because of that. But as I say, it wasn't a particularly memorable film. There's not a lot of effects in it. Nothing really especially new and exciting to the genre. So I'm going to give this one a 5.5 out of 10. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? And leave me a comment if you have. Bye for now.